guys, welcome back to the video. Today I will be joined by a very special person who is going to talk us through to her UK journey, all the ups and downs she faced in UK while being on a spouse visa. Right, so I've got that special person right next to me and we are going to discuss her UK journey in detail. Hi Sidra, thank you so much for taking the time out for this interview.
Hi Horace and hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me on your channel. Pleasure is all mine.
Right, great stuff. So prior to getting into the nitty-gritty of your UK journey, I just wanted to go back and dive deep into your background. Where were you born? What sort of education you achieved? So yeah, if you could just give us a bit of background of that.
Yes, sure. So I was born in Pakistan, Karachi. And then of course my studies, secondary and primary education is also from Karachi. I did then Bachelor's in International Relations. Then I started CAD, which is a Certified Accounting Technician. And after that, I started my accounting and finance professional education as an ACCA. I completed my ACCA and now I'm an ACC member.
Okay, so you're basically a chartered accountant.
Yeah, I am.
Thank you. Can you give us a bit of background? How did the entire UK journey started for you?
Yes, so actually I got married in 2015 and I got married to a guy who was settled in UK.
Okay.
So that's how I got relocated to UK in 2015.
All right, okay.
Yep.
Surely that must be emotionally tough for you, given the fact that you were joining your husband and permanently moving from one country to another, plus being away from your family, of course.
Yeah, of course. So like you have mentioned yourself, that there were two things. So first is obviously getting married, moving to a complete new family, happens to all the girls, and the other thing was just moving away from your family and country.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big thing and it was really hard.
So how did you cope with all that?
So for coping with all of that is obviously includes a lot of emotional support which you get from your partner.
Yeah.
And I would like to say that my partner supported me 100%.
All right.
So that was the main support system which I had, and I still have it, alhamdulillah. Yep.
Perfect, that's good to know. So how did you find UK job market back in 2015 in terms of job opportunities?
So when I came here in 2015,
Yeah.
I was open to all sort of jobs. So
Yeah.
I did not confine myself looking for only finance related jobs, just because obviously I wanted to explore market. I wanted to see the culture, to get used to
Of course,
the
yeah.
UK culture, accent, and there were so many things. And then I started applying for the jobs. And then I would say that it was not very easy to get in when you come here, and
Of course,
there's
yeah.
so many
That's-
difficulties.
yeah.
I had a rejection from Virgin Media, so I was applying to all retail sort of jobs as well. And then I also got myself registered with the recruitment agents
All right, okay.
for finance, for my field related jobs, because I was open to all of them. And for me, the best is obviously accounts and finance,
of course,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Your field job.
So yeah, so I was registered, and I was waiting for that opportunity to come through my way. So I had my first rejection from Virgin Media, which I'm never gonna forget, of course.
Yeah.
And my first offer landed was from Specsavers, and I started working at Specsavers. So that was my first ever job in UK as an optical assistant. And just in a week's time, luckily, I had a call from my recruitment agent that there's an opportunity in NHS as a payments officer, and NHS is a government sector in UK, so I just couldn't just say no.
But was it from temp to permanent opportunity, or was it just temporary on its own?
Actually, it was temporary on its own,
Okay.
but because NHS is so big, so,
Yeah,
so
of
what
course.
happens is that the finance department is so big within NHS. Once you are in,
Yeah.
you make your own way.
All right, okay. Got
And then it was a temporary role for 3 months, but
Right.
yeah, there was a vacancy came in within the same department. I applied and they just got me.
Right.
So I worked with, and actually I got promoted within NHS quite quickly because I had my exams done as well.
Oh, right,
I have
okay.
some quite Actually, yes, it was just the last module, just 2 exams left for my ACCA to be completed when I came here in UK. So that was another thing that my, within NHS, people knew that, I have started as a payments officer, having all those exams under my belt, and I just got promoted.
Okay.
So I worked in NHS for 2 years.
Okay, so you started off working as an accounts payable, and then you got progression.
Yes, as a management accountant.
And then you got promoted to management accountant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the 2 main key takeaways for me was, A, you got rejection at a very early job hunting process, and that's perfectly normal, guys. I also want to say that I had rejection when I first came into UK, so failing initially is perfectly normal. Don't take it to the heart. You have to keep trying and keep learning from your failings. Failure is your friend. It always tells you where your lackings are. So my advice would be, don't take it to your heart. The other takeaway for me was the fact that you got progression at NHS, and it was a calculated gamble. So you left a permanent job at Specsavers, but that was a calculated risk, because NHS is so bigger of an organization that you will have an opportunity there under your belt. So those were the 2 main takeaways for me. Okay, so what would be your advice, Sidra, to anyone who's coming from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, or from any other country for that matter? What would be the fundamental advice you can share with them?
I think the most fundamental advice would be just come here with an open mind, that whatever is coming your way, you're going to grab it, because the day you're going to land here, you're incurring expenses, and you just don't want to drain your savings or your cash and just wait for your field related job. But yes, I would say that I've seen people who've come here who've been doing other jobs and not their field related jobs. They might get comfortable in those jobs as well. So obviously my other advice is grab that opportunity, but just don't stop. Just keep looking for your field related jobs. And in terms of opportunities, there is a lot of opportunities in all the fields here in UK. That's what I've seen, at least in finance and accounts. There's so many jobs out there. Just never give up, even if you're doing any other jobs. So get yourself registered with recruitment agents of your relevant field. You Google and you'll have the list of all the names of the recruitment agents. Just get yourself registered. Keep applying. Go to the Indeed and so many other CV library. There's so many other websites where they're all sort of jobs. So I would just keep applying. It's just like just don't give up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree with. Additionally, I would also say recruitment agency, as you mentioned, they are free, so they don't charge you. Basically, they charge the employers. It's a win-win approach for them, because they are getting their fee or they are getting their commission by the employer, and employer is getting the right candidate for the job. So recruitment agency don't charge you. Initially, when I came to this country, I thought recruitment agencies will charge me, but obviously I was so naive and I was so wrong. But I 100% agree with you.
I've got my first job with recruitment agents.
There you go. And that was Robert Half.
Yeah, that was Robert Half.
Yeah, so anyone who's from accountancy and finance field, Robert Half, Hayes, Morgan McKinley, they are the 3 big giants in recruitment world. So moving on to my next question, what would you say the most difficult aspect of job hunting process, or what was the hurdle you found in your way in getting a job?
Right, so initially, obviously, when I came here, the first thing would be the confidence. Because obviously when you're going, it was a complete different country for me. So the culture and the accent, everything was new for me. So I was not very much confident to actually go and talk to people myself. Even in the shops, I was, when I was thinking to go for apply for just jobs, the retail jobs, I did not have the confidence to go and ask if there is a vacancy. So I think I know that pretty much everything is online now, but I used to, I remember that I used to kind of think twice if someone's ringing and I can see an unknown number on my phone. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to talk?
Yeah.
So I still remember that time. And but the thing is that I then used to put myself into a difficult situation where I can actually kick off conversations with my neighbors maybe. I used to go out for groceries and I used to talk, and I used to ask my husband to just let me do it, so that
that's good.
I can just have that fluency, because obviously when you talk about that, I think I'm just jumping on the other hurdle, which is now after confidence is English.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying English, it's the accent.
Yeah.
So because now these days, we all just study in English medium school, so we all know English. We actually study in English everything. So it's not the English itself, it's the accent.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
It was really difficult here, and British accent, it's just very popular that it's really hard.
Yeah.
So I think the other hurdle was that when I was going even to meet the recruitment agents, so I used to think, okay, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to understand what they're asking. And it used to happen a lot of the times in the beginning that they used to say, and they used to ask me things, and I was like, sorry. But I came that as well by talking to people, by watching British series, because I was more into American, and then I switched into the British, so I had to. So that was the most, I think, two big hurdles for me, I would say, that came into my way for getting a job. And I think that's quite common for people coming here. But it's just all a part of the process. And
learning curve kicks in and all. I think the two main points which you mentioned there is putting yourself into a difficult situation whereby you are exposed to that situation and you learn on your feet. I think the second aspect, like you said, you started watching Netflix series, which was more British origin one. There are lots of people, who always DM me and ask me what are the benefits of being on a spouse visa. What would you say to them? What are the benefits?
I would say there are quite a few benefits for being on a spouse visa. For those spouses not working, I would say, are on a student visa. So they can actually support them emotionally, financially by working full-time. The other one is that obviously being on a spouse visa, you can actually work as a sole trader. You can have your own business set up. So which is another benefit, being on a spouse visa. And I think the third one is that it's advisable that when your husband comes here, you should just apply for the spouse visa and just comes with him or with her, because the reason is that you can have you'll be closer to your getting the passport or indefinite leave to remain within the time when your husband is actually eligible.
So what's your take on the racism and this notion of people being biased in UK and jobs are only going to one particular fraction of community, and perhaps we are not welcome? What's your take on that?
I think I would say that it's completely not true if anyone's saying that people are biased and racist in UK, because I think there are different types of people around the world, and there's so many different areas. If I know that many people go through bad experiences and they might actually start judging, but I would have to be very honest that in UK I felt very welcome. Like, people here are very soft. They are really nice in nature, I would say. What do you say? Down to earth, humble. And I've seen this country a lot diversified than I think any other I have visited. So it's very diversified, and I don't think so that they kind of put you or maybe see you and that you belong to some other race, so we should do this and we should do that. I have got a very positive experience being a citizen of UK, And yeah, I know that there are different experiences, and I have met people who have actually treated me differently. Maybe I can
perhaps
say that
inappropriately.
Yeah, I think I have met some, but I would say that I have met those people back in Pakistan as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, I absolutely agree with you. Right. So moving swiftly on to my next question, what's your take on this notion where people are saying don't come to UK mat aana, and there are lots of adversity here, lots of hurdles, lots of obstacles. There's a recession here. Everything is going downhill. What's your take on that?
I think whoever is just saying that is just saying by what they are facing, and it's their personal experience.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And we all talk about from experiences, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it has been a very positive experience for me. And if we talk about recession, it's just all around the world at the moment. And I think if you work hard, I have been rewarded here.
Yeah.
So I would say that if you work hard, you'll be rewarded, and it's definitely a yes that you should come.
Okay.
And just the same things which I've been saying in the whole time, that just never give up. All those points. If you're following all of that, you will be rewarded.
Yeah.
Like I have been, alhamdulillah, rewarded, and I would say that there are problems around the world after Brexit. There have been massive opportunities, and I've seen and I've witnessed, and even in the company I am working, we have so many jobs advertised, and we don't have people. Literally, I've been talking to people, and they said that we should just ship people from like abroad companies, and for free, and we should just let them come here because we don't have people here to work. So there are massive opportunities. So I would say that yes, you should come.
So thank you, Sidra, for answering all the questions very diligently. Lastly but not the least, can you tell everyone what you're working as now currently, and what does future hold for you?
Right. So currently I'm working as a finance manager.
Okay.
And I have been working as a finance manager for the last 3 years now.
Okay.
Quite enjoying this role.
Okay.
And I am aiming now to become a finance director in the future.
Exciting.
Hopefully in a year or two.
Cool. We'll definitely look forward to meeting you again in the future. It's been a very pleasant interview from our side. And then we'll speak soon, inshallah.
Inshallah.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do enjoy the video, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can be notified for all the new videos which we post on the channel. On that very good note, take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.